Junior Motorsports presents the Pre-Race Report. This week, Junior Motorsports travels to Bristol Motor Speedway. Bristol Motor Speedway, known as the world's fastest half mile, is one of the fastest NASCAR tracks and always gives the fans an exciting race. The Speedway was constructed in 1960, modeled after the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but with a more intimate experience. The .533-mile concrete oval has a variable banking of 24 to 30 degrees in the corners. The original seating capacity was 18,000 fans, but today, Bristol Motor Speedway can seat 160,000 race fans.
Bristol is definitely crazy.
Bristol is intense.
Racing the way it ought to be.
A little half-mile racetrack, and you got cars racing 3 wide, 2 wide all day long.
It's fast, it's high bank. The speed you're carrying in such a small circle, you know, you get to a point in the race you almost forget which corner you're in because you're back and forth between the corners so fast.
For a race car driver, there's nothing more you'd rather have than to be able to go to a little short track and run all the way up against the fence if you want to, or right down on the yellow line.
It just makes for really cool racing from a driver's standpoint, and I think for the fans.
The fact that Bristol's concrete does make it different than the typical asphalt racetrack that we go to. The concrete doesn't change as much with temperature.
The sunlight on the asphalt just keeps growing in temperature all day long. You go to the concrete tracks, the sunlight doesn't affect the concrete as bad.
It adds a whole different twist and challenge. You always are constantly trying to watch and see how much rubber the racetrack's taken to know how to adjust your race car. Bristol's pit road is definitely tricky. Bristol is the only racetrack we go to that has 2 separate pit roads. They got a pit road on the back stretch and a pit road on the front stretch.
What happens is you pit off of turn 2, everyone does. So if you're pitted on the front stretch, you have to drive down the back stretch pits around turns 3 and 4 and then onto the front stretch pit road. And then the guys that are leaving the back stretch also have to drive the same distance around. So it just creates like more confusion than you normally see on a weekly basis and things like that. And
all the pit boxes are real tight together, so there's only 4 pit boxes there that's really decent pit boxes to pit out of, and that's the 4 that's on the end. So
you got to make sure you know where your pit box is at and on what straightaways. So pit road is definitely tricky at Bristol. Bristol's the most highly attended race just for the simple fact that it's awesome to know that, like I said, to have 150,000 or however many people they pack in those stands, and every square inch of that place all the way around it has grandstands as high as you can see, and there's butts in every seat.
Just the side-by-side racing and you know, the speed that the fans get to see.
It's an exciting race. There's a lot going on.
You can see the whole track. You can see everything that's going on. It's just an awesome race. If I was a fan and I could go to one race, that'd be it too.
And it's the best race you've ever seen, and you know, I've never understood it. It's just a perfect place for a perfect race.
Tune in this Saturday to watch the Junior Motorsports team. Join us this week as they take on the Scott's Turf Builder 300. Check back after this week's race for the Junior Motorsports post-race recap.